for lack of better words, philosophy. And I know it's a strange way to just start this video by just saying that word, or starting off with that sentence, but man, this volume was just jam-packed of philosophy. The philosophy of God, or if God even existed, and like, where did all these ancient, relics come from? Could they have been, coming from a alien civilization? Talking about the sudden jump from caveman to like the Roman Empire, then to modern day. Weirdly enough, it felt like I was watching a TED Talk and an episode of Ancient Aliens, all packed into one volume. The way the volume starts off, you would have thought that Shotaro Ishinomori had forgotten, what he was setting up in volume 15. But no, apparently this was Ivan's way of, that's the baby number 1, this was his way of showing them that their hearts are weak and that they really don't know how to work as a unit. They are used to working as individuals, not as one full entity, which is what they need to become, essentially, in order to combat against these gods. But also needing to become one of themselves as well, where not only their heart and mind are as one, but also their soul. Yeah, this series believes in souls. One of my favorite chapters from this volume showcases the evolving state, or an evolution of the world itself, but as well as the ever so, for lack of better words, trace, I'm guessing is what we would call it, of creationism as well. The fact that, throughout the ages, humans have created such wonderful yet deadly devices. Advancements not only in our need for continuous war, but also advancements in our need to live just a little bit longer. I'm pretty sure there's people that have read this volume and probably thought, wow, this tells nothing. It's just a bunch of pictures, because honestly, aside from I think the first 2 chapters in the volume, the rest of it really is just a bunch of random pictures. Well, they're not random, they are telling a story, but there's a lot of thematics at play here, as well as a lot of imagery at work. And the more we're getting into this arc, the more I'm starting to see correlations between Shotaro Ishinomori's work and the work of Yoshihiro Togashi. Which makes me wonder, is Togashi going to suffer the same fate as Ishinomori? Will he end up dying before his work is completed? Just like what happened with Ishinomori. Granted, I don't know exactly what volume it is that Ishinomori passes away on, and where his son and I think mangaka friend end up picking up the torch and carrying the legacy on. But one thing's for certain, despite being a manga artist, Shotaro Ishinomori was, above all else, a philosopher. He was a man that asked questions. He was a man that essentially, through his work, asked questions. And kind of gave his own answers also through his work, showing both sides to any kind of conflict. And even with this, it's basically the side of what could you consider to be a person, to be man, or what could you consider to be God? Which, in layman terms, sound the answer to both those questions can be summed up very simplistically, if you leave it at simplistic state. However, digging deeper into those philosophies will begin to, I'm not going to say it will begin to expand your mind or anything crazy like that, okay? I'm saying is that once you start to really delve into it, it makes you question just what could be considered human and what could be considered God. Like, look at it from the perspective from our own timeline. Currently, it's, well, okay, I kind of forgot what date it fucking is. Believe it's July 10th or 11th, and it's 2023. The newest thing in this day and age is AI, artificial intelligence. We're seeing the fact that AI can create beautiful illustrations, as well as be able to chat. And if you've ever chatted with an AI counterpart and had a steady conversation going with said AI, you almost lose the ability of remembering that, hey, this is a program. It's programmed to react in certain ways, to react to certain questions, and to essentially give information. But the way it talks feels so fucking real. It almost feels like you're talking to a human, which then goes back to the question, what is a human? Is it just the fact that we're made of flesh? Is that what makes us human? Or is it what some believe the soul, or the heart, or the mind? Does that make us human? Because then, I'm not saying, animals are human, but we gotta give animals more credit than we already fucking do. Because a lot of them can speak, they just don't communicate with words. They communicate with body language, and that's something that a lot of people just don't realize. Then there's the fact of what is God. Some people believe that it's a deity that's in the sky. Others believe that it's not just one God, there's many. Others believe that God is everywhere, but yet nowhere. It just all depends on who you talk to. And when you start really delving into it, you start questioning, okay, what if most of these gods are just aliens? And what if there is an actual God out there? Personally, I believe there is, but I'm not here to push that agenda on anybody watching my videos. Before I get too much into a rant, I'm going to cut the video right there. So with that being said, what do you guys think of Cyborg 009 Volume 16? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you all have a wonderful day. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to the channel, and after you subscribe, make sure to hit notifications. That way you'll know when I put on more content in the future. But rest assured, you will know when I put more content out in the future, because I am always posting on the community part of YouTube to keep, engagement up. As well as give the video a thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm, lets YouTube know that my content is worth watching. And feel free to share the video with anyone that you feel would enjoy my content. Alright, with that being said, ciao for now.